Jagatambe. Amba, Amba Bhavani. Jai 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 Jagatambe. Amba, Amba Bhavani. Amba, Amba Bhavani. Jai 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 Jagatambe. Jai 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 Jagatambe. Jai 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 Jagatambe. Amba Bhavani, Jai Jai Jagatambe. Hello. So, victory to the Great Mother of us all. Victory, may she have victory. Amba Bhavani, the Great Mother, the Great Divine Mother. Jai Jagatambe, victory, may she have victory. May she have victory within me. May she have victory within you. May she be victorious upon this earth. Because we live in fear, generally as a species. Survival fear. I don't live in fear. And when I feel fear, I move through the fear. Like I can do nothing else until I face the fear, because this life is about facing fear, and it's about setting ourselves up to be the most that we can be, okay? Oh, I shaved my head. Like last video I made, maybe like the next day, so it was like pretty much gone. And now it's feels long, but it's probably looking really short to you. So because I felt that I didn't quite finish the job, I wasn't quite as victorious as I could have been. I didn't get close enough to the skin, if you know what I'm saying. So it had to go, letting go, transparency, the will to get rid of the old so the new can grow. You know, what we do when we plant the seeds, what we do before we plant the seeds, what we have to do to the earth. Yeah, it could be appearing pretty destructive, right? But no one knows. Or if they didn't know about what that meant we were doing was gardening, then it would look like we were just hacking up the earth. But really, we were doing it to plant the seeds. And really, if we didn't know what a seed was, we wouldn't know why the person was planting seeds. But if we knew, if they knew what that seed was to become, they would see that it was all worth it. Okay. So I guess I'm my own seed and I'm my own earth that I'm hacking up, and I hope to be the fruits of my own labor, which is my devotion to the cause of the Mother Light, my devotion to something so deep within us all that I cannot defend myself against how I water those seeds, meaning within myself or my actions, which doesn't really matter to me how they appear to others, because there's this growth going on. There's this faith I have in this seed. And it wasn't just in this lifetime or in your just this lifetime. It was, how long have we been doing this? How far have we come? How many times have we known each other and had somewhat the same conversation? Because it doesn't mean the seed grows in this life or our actions don't bear fruit in this life. We don't know that. We don't know how long it will take, how many bodies we must have before the original intention manifests and becomes visible. And yet, even though we don't know, we know what we know now. We know what we hear. We know the people we come across. We know the events of our lives. We know the deep feeling in our soul that drives us. Meaning, we only have now, we have to assume, we can't put it off to the next life. We don't know where we will be born. We don't know the circumstances. We only know now. And now is gone. And everything I do, I have to know that I'm watering that original intention or seed, right? And I can't dig it up. I have to believe it's there. I can't live in fear. I have to move forward. I have to have a vision. We have to have a vision. No matter the defeat, no matter every time I seem to do something, I fall back down to the bottom. Or so it looks like I fell back down to the bottom. But deep inside, I know that's not true. Okay, there's the surface drama. There's the fact that, okay, me, dramatic person, yeah. So I'm always going to be going there emotionally. And, that's what people do, like myself. And also the therapeutic quality of self-expression, the willingness to go there with all of your intensity, the passion behind our feelings. But deep inside, we never lose that anchor. That bottom of the ocean where the waves are there. But they're not representing the true meaning of the ocean. The essence of what it is, the great stillness of the mother while everything takes place upon her. We grow upon her. It's our responsibility to find ourselves in each other. And until we can do that, then we are coming across things that don't resonate, and we suffer and we get frustrated and we try to explain ourselves and we're misunderstood, and addictions develop, unhealthy relationships develop, emotional isolation develops, and we grow old, and we had these dreams when we were young, and we grow heavy. And we used to have this youthful lightness of being that now has just been devoured by fear of survival. Okay, so there's the transparency, the see-through quality that we want to cultivate in ourselves so that we can know what's going on that might be getting in the way of that seed. Okay, because everything I've ever done, all the years I gave to Bhagavan Das, all the years prior to meeting him that led up to that point, all of the effort I put into my spiritual life, I gave everything to my devotion which really wasn't in my control. It kind of happened to me. Like, you can't really take credit for your devotion. I mean, maybe you can because of past life efforts, but you can't really. It's like a magical thing that, like, I don't know, happens to you. And if you don't follow that devotion, your soul just churns and churns, right? Your soul churns until you listen. It oxidizes. The rawness of the soul, how it talks to the heart. There's a certain kind of passion there. There's a certain kind of emptiness there. There's a certain vulnerability there, all coming together at one time. All right. And if we're not in the right circumstances, then that can be very hard to understand or to deal with, because we have to go there, and yet it's such a harsh world for so many reasons that it's hard to go there and still maintain our composure in the midst of all the onslaught of the media and of toxic people. There is such a thing as toxic psychic toxicity, which you're probably subjecting yourself to without even knowing it possibly. I've been doing it. I knew, but I did it because it was my life. And I still do it, but I try to stop, because the truth is that we resonate with our environment. Okay? That's why we feel better when we go around saints or high beings than we do when we go around people who are not so conscious. We suffer because as humans we have empathy, and those of us who are more sensitive have more empathy. So we give our light away to balance the relationship with the environment. And so therefore we become depleted. We must preserve and protect our prana. And that's what this video is about. It's about the cultivation of the mother light. It is about the gathering place where we can grow into the divine beings that we already are, as soon as we just remember that intention and cultivate that intention, meaning that seed, what you water will grow. That's a fact. There is no way that isn't true. We don't know how long, but we know it's the truth. And the more you water, the faster it grows. And no one is holding us back but ourselves and our beliefs about ourselves. And those beliefs about ourselves are based on the people around us feeding us, whether non-verbally or verbally, about who we are, who we need to be, or who we probably should become to fit in. Okay, so I found through much deep introspection, the only thing possible that I can do with my life is not to travel around and dissipate my energy and be like some one-time hit in some town, But what I found is to pull in, offer something substantial and enduring. It's a slow growing process, but nothing comes from sustained effort. Nothing comes from a vision. Nothing comes without support from those like-minded beings around us. So I know, or I feel, upon the earth this time, the only thing I can really do is offer such a thing. For anything I've done that would give my life meaning up until this point, there is no other answer. Should I admit defeat because the man must float while the woman sinks? I gave it all, and I know what I gave, so that I can just go hide out now and get donations for food, because that's what's happening. So I started this fund to give people who I believe in as all bodhisattvas in the making, if not already slightly there, because we're all in the making, to be the givers, to be the selfless servants of humanity once we get over ourselves, right? So I start this fund, which I will put the link below, and please go there. And I ask of you, please support this cause, because I only have you, and I don't have rich people all around me. I never cultivated or pursued those with money just so that I could further myself. People do that, That seems to be the way, actually. But I didn't. I'm never going to, which, whatever. But I don't mind if people have money, but you know what I'm saying. So, if a lot of people come together and give what they have, I give everything I have. Okay, yeah, this is about physical bodies helping, but at the moment it's mostly about financial donations. It doesn't matter, it's the thought that counts. It's the energy we give the movement. $10, $20, whatever you have. We need to raise the funds to get this off the ground. I wasn't born wealthy. I'm not wealthy. I cultivated the spirit, and here I am trying to provide something, and if enough people want to come together and contribute, it's as much yours as it is mine. You see, it's this thing that's like this. It's not one man sits there and does the whole thing and therefore becomes the master and blesses all. It is about, that's what kirtan was supposed to be. All those years I was doing it, it's supposed to be that it's this feeding thing, this energy like this. And you can tell when it's over, and that went on more sometimes than other times, because when it didn't, it's just draining. It's like people sit and stare and gawk, like watching you exploit your devotion. Like, wow. You know what I mean? Like a show, like a performance. That's why I stopped the picture taking. Like when I got into it, I'm like, no pictures allowed here. This is like perverse. This is about God. It's not about me or you, but it is, because that's who we are. But it's about getting over this little surface wave and getting to the bottom of the ocean with each other, as each other, for each other, because of each other. So I started this fund, and just yesterday, and because there is this place that we've been offered to purchase for a very good price and in a very unusual situation. It keeps coming back. It came into our lives a few months ago, and then it came back again. It fell through and came back again. Okay? And this is a great opportunity. And if you go to the link below and go to the link that gives, then you will read all about it and know what I'm talking about and see what it is that I'm going to be providing. I'm doing my best to provide this, okay? Is a vortex, is a portal, is a place to come together as we must. I'm sorry to say, but some people think they can just like figure this out in their head and they can just like make the most of what they've got. And you can, but how much better would you feel if you were to nourish your soul with supportive, like-minded beings? And this is not some big moneymaker thing, and no one will be rejected for lack of money to come to whatever it is we're doing, to work and do seva, because we need people to provide certain things. Also, they can possibly stay and do these things: computer work, gardening, maintenance, endless things. If you want God, if you want whatever God is in yourself to grow, this is intended to help you. I will help you. Not because I'm somebody great, but because no one helped me, and I know. I know what they wanted. I know what I wasn't or what I was. And it's like no one's seeing each other. It's like I'll like worship you and you can bless me and we'll do this thing and I'll take a picture with you and put it on Facebook. Like that is like soul sucking. Okay? I've seen it. I see what it does to people. I'm not doing it. Okay? So I'm not doing it. I'm not, making a CD with my big picture on the front and like doing things. Not that it's wrong, but I'm not doing it. I'm going to do what I find to be the most real, which is a place for people to come together and do various things, whether it be meditation, learning to chant, creative self-expression, personal retreats, long-term retreats, all sorts of types of communion, where people can feel not alone, that they have something to contribute to, that they have a refuge, a place to go, that is a sanctuary, an oasis from their ordinary lives, perhaps. And as much or as little as you want of this involvement, it's up to you. I gave it all because, like I said, I couldn't help it. Like I didn't really have a choice. It was such a drive. Because let me tell you why. Because we feel at a certain point, because it all is according to the stars. So things strike. So like the seeds I talked about, we plant them. Who knows when they come to fruition, for better or for worse, depending on our karma. So it's like the time strikes. The seed. You become aware. So you did something in a past life, in many past lives. Okay, you've been giving this cause. You've been doing this thing for God or for whatever, to become rich, to become famous. You just keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. It's bound to happen sooner or later. We don't know when, but it will. Because that's the law, that you get what you put out. If you want something, you're here to get it. That's what Earth is for, to get what you want. So the seed all of a sudden sprouted. Suddenly there was nothing else for me but this spiritual pursuit, that everything must and had to fall around it. In other words, I didn't compromise like, well, if I have time or if I have this or if I have that. I get that's what people generally do, but I didn't have the choice. Like everything else had to fit around that. And it was happening because my soul wouldn't allow anything else, or my spirit or my karma or my dharma or the God within me pushing so hard for this mission, this pursuit, to purify myself for the benefit of all sentient beings. And how I purified myself was a very, very long road, and I'm still purifying myself. Okay, and it has its ups and downs. So, transformation. Purifying, meaning get the delusion that we aren't capable or aren't enough or aren't qualified or aren't ready out of the way. Because you are and you will and you can. And that is the message of the Mother Light. Okay, within you, you know the truth, that we all carry that light, but that light only grows brighter when we cultivate it, and we need the support. Okay, and the support creates the union of the one with the many. And that happens inside as well as outside. And it's an ideal. I understand it's an ideal. Okay, and I understand the way ideals generally work in this world. Okay, but believe me, I know how many people have tried and failed. Yeah, so I fail. But you see, the thing is, even if this fails, I'm not going to stop trying. Because just because the world around you isn't supporting your dharma doesn't mean it's not your dharma. So I'm doing it. Someone's like, oh, take care of your life, preserve your life. I'm going to give you a donation, but put it for food. I'm like, that pretty much says it all. Thanks for telling me I'm a failure. Thanks for not believing in women, because women can be the worst male chauvinists of all. And I don't even think they're doing it on purpose. It's so inbred in us. The way a woman should be and the way a man should be, like as if it's a difference or if it matters. And everyone's all stressed out trying to be a woman and be a man. Be yourself, right? So I'm like, well, no, I'm not preserving my life. That's up to God. And like as if I could control the time of my death. Believe me, I've learned by now with what I've been through, several near-death, and I mean really near-death experiences, that I'm not controlling anything. So I'm going to go out with a bang, if you know what I'm saying, whenever that time comes. And until then, there's not going to be any guy or any man with a beard or any rich person or any whatever person that's going to tell me who I can or can't be. You know, I was told for years, you're nothing without me. I was told for years, you can't live without a man. In other words, without a man ahead of me, without a man that I can prop up, you know, slam bells for or whatever. I was told that. I was told I couldn't find the car in the parking lot if the man wasn't with me. So, please, like seriously. It's funny too, right? Because all these men are needing mothers, and yet they tell you that. It's kind of funny, the dynamic. And we set ourselves up, like, don't think I don't know I contribute to all of it. You know, something to do, I guess, whatever. But underneath it all is that ocean. And the waves. You know, we surf the waves. We kind of go there. We kind of get involved because it's something to do. It's like being a good actor. But we can't forget what's underneath. That's why we need times of solitude and turning inward, reminders of this, of stilling the mind and training the mind and cultivating our creativity and purifying our body and just like inspiring ourselves, you know, uplifting ourselves. So believe me, the only thing I could think to do is to offer what I'm offering, because there is nothing else. And this opportunity wasn't something that was I was searching for, although I always knew, but I didn't know how it could happen. But it kind of like was kind of pushed on us, you know. Then it kind of faded, then it kind of got pushed back. And the more people tell me I can't do it, or I need to hide out and like beg for money to buy food because the man rose and I'm going to sink, the more I'm going to do it. So I hope that you understand that nothing will defeat me, because if you don't make yourself the representative of the Divine Mother, who will? So I bestow upon myself the will of the Divine Mother. And you have the ability to bestow upon yourself the will of the Divine Mother. And I don't think that victory is hers when we hide and beg for money for food. She is food. Okay? Food for the soul is what I'm here to do and give and make and provide. And I know that the mother and everyone out there will hear her own voice. We will hear the voice from within each other, and it will resonate. So I'll die trying, and I'm not going to give up. I'm not hiding and begging for food. Please. Like, and they're running around saying J Ma, and then basically, like, I don't know, sending me like leftovers from their dinner the night before. Do you understand? And I don't think anyone's doing it on purpose. All these little compliments they throw at me, thanks. I think people generally mean well, and everyone I know means well. But, you know, we get under the influence, basically, you know? We get under the influence. The waves out there on top of her. So, anyway, and I have my downtimes because it's really hard, and it's been very hard and very frustrating. Very frustrating. You know, you're going to have to get used to that. I guess I'm talking to myself right now. But, like, frustrating, you know, like, it's always been a problem feeling misunderstood sometimes because of your choices. But then it's like you had enough of it, and then it keeps coming down, the waves. Like, prove who you are. Who do you think you are? You're nothing. Go hide. Buy some food. Sorry, I'll write you a little reference letter if you need to go down there and get a job at the pet store or something. Like, because I was considering all that, being like, okay, because I'm used to like being humiliated or humbling myself. No big deal. I can definitely do it. Like, I'm really good at it. Like, that really wouldn't be very fulfilling to me. Like, I could do it, but would that really make sense? Yeah, would that be sending a good message? No. Would I be learning from it how to like humiliate myself and, you know, negate myself and basically take away from myself all the knowledge and experience I have, the direction I've gone this far? I'm just going to go do that, being like, oh, well, let me just be the little mouse and humble myself because you know how it goes. I'm like, I could do that. I considered it for a while. It was depressing, but I'm like, well, maybe this is about like me, like just like really like grinding it down there. I'm like, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. Because then I talk to someone else, you know, and anyway, I'm just going off on some side thing. So anyway, yeah, that wouldn't make any sense. We have these drives within us that know which way we need to go, okay? Once we get fear out of the way, the picture becomes very clear. It only gets confusing and blurry and we can't think straight when there's fear. You know, the fear distorts the picture. When I get the fear out of the way, and when I get this whole like, because I've been pretty much treated really bad for like a long time, like acted like I was pretty much nothing but like there to like be like a battery to the other person, like the energy giver, like thanks for doing this, but you know, we don't really want you around too much. I mean, that was a lot of that going on. So like I've been humiliated and degraded and had my head cut off pictures for so long, and I almost said the F word, but I didn't, that like that's not even like a big deal for me. What is a big deal for me is making myself the representative of the light, the mother light, and you can make yourself the representative too. And that light becomes brighter by our actions. And our actions purify us for better, or they don't purify us, they make us darker. But I'll tell you something, the brighter you become, the darker the light that comes down on you, or the darker, no, not the darker the light, the darker the opposition becomes. Because there's forces out there, and it's their job to keep this place in check, to keep you coming back, to keep us coming back lying to ourselves because we don't know what else to do. But tell ourselves it'll be okay, you'll get it right next time. Just take care of your life force, preserve yourself. Go in a corner and hide. You tried the best you could. That's all anyone can do, little woman. And I'm not making this about like a woman's rights thing, but you know, and I never like really thought much about that until I was in the situation I have been for a long time, how women are actually treated And it's like, not all guys do that, because it's not like, honestly, like I said, women did it to me worse than men, because it scares them, and they're like, "Who do you think you are? You think you're better than me, or you should get down and get next to the guy like I've done, because if you don't, it threatens me." And then the women that come to me and they're like, "Oh God, you have to help women. I'm so happy you're here." Where did they go when this whole thing went down? Haven't heard from them, because the truth hurts, doesn't it? Like when it's in your face, what you really need to do in regards to your negative relationship with the guy that you're hiding behind, you just got to get away from the person that's like triggering that, that fear. And like, I don't really have any judgment what people do with their lives. Okay. All I can do is set the example. Like my life is about not being a hypocrite. And all I do is watch myself and try to improve myself, because it can become very subtle. It's like the ways that we churn out this thing, or the ways we keep repeating these patterns, they're so sophisticated, And so this is all as much for me as it is for everyone else, is what I'm saying to you. We don't have to be perfect, whatever that means, since I feel we already are in some strange magical way. Even though we're purifying ourselves, it's just the thing we're doing. Like I said, it's the role, it's the act. So get into it, go there and choose which role you want to play, because that role seems to be very important at the time of death, right? Takes us to the next stage. And so it's just as much for me as it is for everyone. It's just a movement and a cause and a big ball of light in a big unified circle to promote whatever small amount of healing we can upon this earth, just feeling like it is our earth, that we are everything. And if we knew that, then we can create massive, massive healing, both within ourselves, within our families, within our friends, anyone we've ever known and have never known. When we know that we are the source, then we are unstoppable. Just like Hanuman, it's the same story over and over again. Or like Jesus, who sacrificed everything for God and was still betrayed and still didn't even know if God was there. And yet he went with it. He's like, yeah, I'm going to go with this. Yeah. I have no proof. I have no proof that being killed for God was the right thing. But what else, when you feel like Jesus felt, could you possibly do with integrity? And that's where we stand. That's where we stand right now. You understand? That's where we stand. That's who we are. There isn't Jesus out there. There's Jesus in here. Okay? And God will be there. And we will rise. We will rise. I will rise. Because that's what she does. Winter comes. Everything's dead. And if you didn't know her very well, you'd think she was over. But then the spring comes. And all the while she was underneath the earth, just planning her next move. Okay? The seed was down there. The seed is always down there. You just have to water it. So I want to provide the place. Although you can water the seed right now, you can water the seed at any time. Always can you water the seed. You are not dependent upon anything or anybody. However, we can set ourselves up and we can become a part of something, because I know the difference, because I've been in both places, that rapidly increases our progress and motivates us and inspires us, so that when we are alone, we're not alone like we were before. And we have something. We have a bigger thing to cling to or become a part of or believe in, so that everything else falls around it. It is the center of the wheel of our life. Okay? So it's up to you at any moment and at every moment. Oh, do you want to see my dog? Come here, little ball. It's up to you. It's up to you. This is Sweetheart. She just woke up. She is half Jack Russell Terrier, half Pekingese. And it's going to be a place for animals and people and gardens and goats and chickens and flowers and eagles and birds. I know. Okay, I'll go back to bed. Polka-dotted stomach. She's a little puppy. Okay, so thank you She's like 5 months old. And I hope that you click the link. Like I said, there is only you, and we need your help. I need your support, and it's up to you. I understand that. And I'm going to do the best I can to live with full integrity, to keep the seed growing, to sprout, so that our souls will bear the fruit of everything we've done up until now, that we can be free from the prison of our own imagined pain and suffering, right? So that we can find and know that we are the crystal jewel Tara, that we are the radiant rainbow body, the rainbow body of light and love. And thank you for watching. Sorry for the distractions, but I hope you like Sweetheart because she's very, very sweet. Okay, thank you.